Okay, Mr. Elliot Pfebve, how are you?
I'm okay, Mr. Director Fuma.
Right. We want to talk about Defense Forces Day, which is tomorrow.
Yes.
Tomorrow is I know that the date has been changed.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is the 9th actually. But normally it's around 10, 11, isn't it?
It has always been the 12th.
Yes. And
Defense Day, the 11th, Defense Forces Day, the 12th.
Are you privy to why the changes have been made?
Unfortunately not.
Okay. So what is Defense Forces Day anyway?
Yeah. Defense Forces Day, since 1980, we've celebrated 2 consecutive days. The 11th being the Heroes Day, where we reflect Mugabe and
Yes.
the heroes, both foreign and living. Then the second day, Defense Forces Day, the day was set aside specific to reflect and also respect our current defense forces.
Okay.
So yes, so that has always been the distinction. And you find on tomorrow, Defense Forces Day, the soldiers, my drills showing their capability, and normally parading also some military hardware.
Yeah.
So yes, that's the day for tomorrow. And now that it has been changing from the 12th to the 9th, I have no idea whether the theme is still the same.
Yeah. It also falls on tomorrow is what, Tuesday?
It's Tuesday, yeah.
It's falling during the week. I mean, the end of the week would have been better. But I'm going up a weekend.
Yeah, but it has always been on the 12th. Whether the 12th is a Wednesday or a Friday or...
Okay.
So yes, that has been the case.
Okay, so who comprises this defense forces?
It's all the sections of the force of Zimbabwean Defense Force, which comprises the ZNA, Zimbabwe National Army, the police, the prison service, the Air Force, and also the security sector behind the scenes. Yeah.
Okay. And who is their commander-in-chief?
The commander-in-chief is none other than Robert Mugabe. So when he assumed the position of the executive president, he changed the constitution, so he became the commander-in-chief as well.
Yeah.
And this is why he has been able to abuse the same forces, to use them against opposition, against the citizens, during either peaceful demonstrations or during elections.
Okay. So, I mean, in terms of their allegiance, should the defense forces pay their allegiance to their commander-in-chief or to Zimbabwe? And does the commander-in-chief also have to pay allegiance to Zimbabwe?
The commander-in-chief has to pay allegiance to Zimbabwe, and this is why, he has to swear before a judge, and also the forces, all the forces, take orders from commander-in-chief. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And that's the case world over. But to pay their allegiance to the country and to the people of Zimbabwe, because the leaders come and go, and the country will remain with its citizens, and the defense forces units will continue beyond the leadership of Robert Mugabe and ZANU PF.
I remember at one time Robert Mugabe said, the defense forces declared that they would not salute a president without war credentials. But has Robert Mugabe's own war credentials been challenged?
Yes. Today, the same war veterans have challenged his war credentials. It shows that the all is not well in the camp. And again, it's quite interesting whether Mugabe is going to respond to that, because he has been the patron of the war veterans, apart from the commander-in-chief. And now he's being challenged by the war veterans that he never fired a gun, not even in anger. That he has been exaggerating his involvement during the liberation struggle. That calls for him to defend that position. If the same people, the war veterans, would continue to respect him as a war veteran or as their patron. And I think here the petrol lines have been drawn.
Okay. Yeah. What about, I know he appoints the people like Augustine Juhuri have been appointed by him as commander-in-chief, General Constantine Chiwenga, Terence Shiri, Epison Bonyongwe, the lot.
Yeah.
In terms of their appointments, why have we had the same people at the helm for all these years?
I think if you look at all those who are leading the defense forces, the Air Force, the police, the prison service, and the ZNA, these are all war veterans. And he has made it very clear and has maintained all institutions have been headed by at least majority of them are war veterans. He doesn't trust people with expertise other than those who were in the liberation struggle with him. And again, these are the very people who are challenging his war credential as well. I have to hasten to say the current leaders of Zimbabwe Defense Forces are not the ones challenging his war credentials. But again, the reason why he has always been renewing their contracts is a sign of insecurity on behalf of Mugabe himself. He feels totally insecure. He doesn't trust any other person. He would rather renew Shiuri, Chiwenga, Bonyongo, Parents Shiri contracts. And again, in most cases, you would expect him to retire them, because Chiuri's, for example, is now 63 years, and Chiwenga is 59, Bonyongo 56, and the Parents Shiri is 61. So those ages, you would expect that they are too old to be soldiers in their own right. But again, Mugabe himself is 92 years. So he sees no issue with the having soldiers with the average age of 60, 61. Because to him, that's a young age compared to the two.
Yes.
So this is where we are. And he's more than happy to renew this so that, he serves his entire, he has always pronounced that he intends to lead Zimbabwe until he's 100 years old. He's 92. If he's to go by his own prophecy, he's still have about 8 years. In which he will be trashing the economy, he will be oppressing the people of Zimbabwe, so there we are. And I think he will continue with the same Zimbabwe Defense Forces leaders.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is your message to Zimbabweans, to the Defense Forces, and to Robert Mugabe himself?
Yeah, I think I've heard some pronunciation from some of the forces. Of course, not all forces, Zimbabwean national forces, are unprofessional. I have to distinguish, because there are some professional forces, but there are some who have aligned themselves not with the government, not with the commander-in-chief, but with the ZANU PF. And I think that is unprofessional.
Yeah.
We want a force that is professional, that execute their duties based on the constitutional mandate of the people of Zimbabwe, based on the ZANU PF. The fact that they were appointed by the commander-in-chief, who coincidentally is also the leader of ZANU PF, does not necessarily mean that they have to pay allegiance to a political party. And about 2 days ago, another high-ranking member of the Defense Forces issued a stern warning against the people of Zimbabwe, the citizens, against misusing social media. I was very shocked, because it is not the role of the army to pronounce such a constitutional right. It is whatever Zimbabweans are doing, the use of WhatsApp, social media to communicate or to vent their anger against the current state of affairs, is our constitutional right.
Yeah.
It's up to the courts to interpret as such, not the army. And after all, we know that the army, they can only attack Robert Mugabe or the government as a last resort. Yet at the moment, they are not being paid. For the past 3 months, their salaries have been delayed, and they don't even know whether they are going to be paid this month. And we are fighting on their behalf as well. When the citizens speak out of the state of the economy, also speaking out in support of all civil servants, including the army, the police, and everybody else. So instead, they must remain neutral. If ever, they must be on the side of the people of Zimbabwe.
Yes. I know you're probably referring also to the videos that have been doing the rounds of police beating up peaceful demonstrators.
Yes. Yeah, it's very unfortunate. I mean, this is not new that the police have been abused. For the past 36 years, they've been abused to beat up peaceful demonstrators. But let me also make a very quick distinction that the police, not all police forces are unprofessional. You would find that we have also the border guards, the militia. Okay, we've got about 33,000 of them. The last time in 2013, that MDC did an audit during the government of national unity, we find out that there are about 33,000 of the militias, which are specific, trained by ZANU PF with allegiance to ZANU PF, yet paid from state coffers every month without doing anything. And these are the very people that they call upon in terms of demonstrations. And these are given uniforms, they're given police uniforms, and they are ruthless because they are partisan in nature. They were trained to be partisan, and they will advance the wills of one political party, which is ZANU PF.
Yeah.
So sometimes when you see these police officers coming into you, in red rage and beating people, and sometimes even killing people, these might not necessarily be trained police officers. but ZANU PF militias.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think you still have to. Did you give a message for the people of Zimbabwe?
Yeah, my message to the people of Zimbabwe for the Defense Forces Day, which is tomorrow, the 9th of August, is that we need to reflect and sympathize with our police forces who are not being paid on time, who probably in the next few months will not be paid at all.
Yeah.
We sympathize with them. They are doing a very good job in keeping us safe, and they must continue keeping us safe. They must be on the side of the people of Zimbabwe, because this is where the allegiance is.
And the Commander-in-Chief?
My message to the Commander-in-Chief is that his time is up, and at 92, I've never had any soldier who is 92 years old. So all these problems that we are facing is because we've got the wrong person on the job, wrong age on the job, wrong driver on the controls.
Yeah.
So we don't need a 92-year-old as Commander-in-Chief. That is dangerous. There will be serious error of judgments in every respect.
Yeah.
You will not be surprised that in his dreams, in his demented state, he can declare war against his own people, abusing the same soldiers.
Yeah.
And that is what we don't want. At 92, he should rest. He should retire.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Elliot Pfebve. How can you be reached if people want to read more or watch more of your videos?
I comment on a lot of social, political, and economic issues on Zimbabwe. So people can reach me on YouTube by just searching Elliot Pfebve. They can also reach me on my blog, which is pfebve.blogspot.co.uk. You can also reach me on my Facebook, Elliot Pfebve. They can also reach me on WhatsApp at Pfebve.
Okay.
So they will be able to access all the issues, social issues, political and economic issues that we discuss, both on videos and sometimes in written form. Yeah,
and can I just remind the viewers that you can also ask questions in the comments below, and if there are questions that we can answer, we can do a video to answer those questions. Okay, thank you very much. Happy Defense Forces Day.
Thank you, Derek.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.